All right. Welcome back once again. It's been about a minute for me, but maybe a little longer for some of you. Unless you're members, then you could have pretty much gone straight into this. But I don't blame you if you're not members since I've been a lazy asshole. But either way, we're back to learn what Lucky the Sovereign Citizen learned in school. I have a feeling it's going to be complete and utter horseshit. But I don't know because this is the first I'm seeing it. So I will say though he has changed his setup since the last time we visited him. He used to be set up in front of his grow lamps, which I got a lot of questions about, but he actually did have a video on one of his channels discussing they actually were tomatoes, I believe. But now he's in front of his refrigerator. He's moving up in the world. So yeah, but let's find out what nonsense he learned in school.
Washington, D.C. is destroying this country, not just the Democrats, it's both parties. In Washington, D.C., that is just as foreign to America as Russia, Japan, China, North Korea, South Korea, etc.
I mean, not a political channel, obviously, but Washington D.C. destroying, like, the city itself is destroying America. The U.S. government is destroying America. Like the federal government is like, help me out here. I'm imagining this sort of anthropomorphic capital city going Godzilla, Washington D.C. smash. But he's probably talking about the federal government. Now, the truth of the matter is, when it comes to your everyday life, it's your local government that has the biggest impact. Like, other than taxation, the biggest impact you feel is at the local level. Whether or not your streets are paved, whether or not you have clean water, although of course the Clean Water Act helps, but the delivery of that clean water into your home, the sewers, the just the local schools, your local government has a much bigger impact on your local or on your everyday life. So maybe the three squirrels in his shed that make up his local government, maybe they're the ones ruining his life, not the anthropomorphic super villain Washington D.C.
They are foreign to America. I learned it in school.
Wait. You learned in school that Washington D.C. is foreign to America. Now, it isn't part of a state. It's a district. It's the District of Columbia. It like kind of the thought surrounding the creation of Washington D.C. was, we don't want our nation's capital in any of the states so that none of the states have the power of saying, well, look, the capital is here, so we're kind of capital squared or something like that, capitalception. So it's but it's that whole 10 square mile area, although it's kind of less because Virginia kind of stole some of it back. I'm looking at you, Arlington, McLean, others. My geography's not great, but it's land along the Potomac River between Virginia and Maryland, entirely contained within the United States of America. It is governed by the same government. They do have taxation without representation. That's kind of shitty, but how is it foreign? How is it Russia? What bonehead of a teacher did you have in school teaching you that it's foreign? Like, is it just if you don't like it, it's foreign? If it's not your way, it's foreign? Help me out here. I I want to learn. I want to learn what's in that goo inside your head. What makes you tick? Maybe the zombies from the last video can help. They're brain experts, but
Washington, D.C., where the United States Corporation resides inside of a foreign country. And
wait. Now, number one, the US government is not a corporation. There are corporations associated with the federal government. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to ignore that. The government itself is not. It's a government. It's a sovereign entity. It is, composed of many people, many agencies, many just to function as a government. But leaving that aside, it resides in Washington, D.C. I'm not going to quibble too much with it. It resides, it's domiciled, it's, headquartered, it's whatever. But in Washington, D.C., which is in a foreign country. Which foreign country? Does he know? Will he tell us? I'm dying to know. Because is Washington is the foreign country Washington D.C. itself? Is it like crossing the Potomac? Do you go through a portal to Atlantis? Is Washington D.C. in Atlantis accessed by a portal? Is it in North Korea? Washington D.C., North Korea, the capital of the United States, foreign country. I want to know how this works in his fan fiction.
we are being forcefully occupied. It's a fact. You can look it up. Washington.
Show us. If you are making nonsensical claims, and you can look it up, give us the citation. Where can we look it up? Once again, we can't look it up in the gooey stuff between your ears, which, even if we could look it up in there, that's not a credible citation. It's not a credible source. It's bullshit imagination land from, frankly, I'm not a psychiatrist, but if someone were to tell me this guy's a paranoid schizophrenic, I'd believe them.
D.C. is not an American state. Washington, D.C. is not a.
No, Washington, D.C. is not an American state. It's a district, a federal district. Now, whether it should become a state is a different issue. Or give it, make it part of Maryland, make it part of Virginia, make it, because once again, the citizens of Washington, D.C. should have representation in Congress. But he is correct that Washington, D.C. is not a state. Neither is Puerto Rico. It's a territory. Same with the U.S. Virgin Islands. The Guam, American Samoa, the Northern Marianas, they're all various levels of territory with very, differing levels of sort of ties, is my understanding. I'm not an expert.
A U.S. state. Look it up, people. It don't belong to either one, or it don't belong to American states. It's not a state. It's a nation occupying a country. America is a country. Washington, D.C. is a nation state. Not
America is a country. Washington, D.C. is a nation. The United States of America is a country, a nation. Washington, D.C. is part of that nation, of that country.
Not a state like Texas and Louisiana and Washington State and whatever. It's a nation state, just like Israel is a nation state. So they are occupying America by force, and they're not supposed to. Everything they create of so-called law is only to be enforced in Washington, D.C.
Incorrect. The Washington, D.C., the district, has its own local government. Like I said, your day-to-day life, the biggest impact is your local government. Washington, D.C. has a mayor and a city council. They have let's see. So for law enforcement, obviously there's the Capitol Police, the DC Metro Police. There's but this being a legal channel, so there's the Department of Justice. There's like the local prosecutors prosecuting local crimes are kind of pseudo Department of Justice, like pseudo federal employees, but like can't remember what they're called. It's been a while. But once again, they're self-governed in those areas. Now, they actually do get a lot of congressional interference. because Congress will get a bee in its bonnet saying, we don't like Washington, D.C. doing this, therefore we're passing a law at the federal level, and which is really fucked up because, once again, they don't have federal representation. But, yeah.
Not on American soil. But y'all don't want to look it up. And that's your bad. That's your problem.
Well, you don't want to tell us where to look it up. So that's your bad. If we can't figure it out, it's your fault because you are making unsupported allegations. They're complete horseshit. But if you want us to look it up, tell us where to look it up.
Problem ain't mine. You all take care. Bye.
I mean, I think it kind of is your problem because you live here too, dummy. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. This guy is nuttier than squirrel poop. Just it. I don't know how people get like this. Other than maybe mental illness. He's not well. So either way, that was amusing. Is that the right word? Illuminating? It was certainly something. So with that, do all the YouTube-y things, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.